If we could only tell the fine folks about the stuff that we talk about before we actually hit the record button sometimes.
Behind the scenes.
Just to get fired up
Yeah.
for another episode of Gold Ball Hunting.
Man.
Today is episode number 221. Thursday, August 22nd, 2019. And today we are launching our first course, Jeff.
Yeah.
Pretty pumped.
Very excited. This is going to be like awesome.
Yeah.
Because it's been, it just, we had our twists and turns this year. It's very exciting. And so it's exciting.
Okay. God, your command of the English language is just wow. It's exciting.
Yes. Yes, and my language skills have been diminishing since we started this project. So,
well, it's kind of like that thing, and I mean, you want to be the average of the 5 people you hang around the most, right? Well, the more you're hanging around me, probably the dumber you're getting. You're getting dumbed down.
Well, it's either you or the 4 groundhogs that I talk to every morning here at the grass courts at Wesson.
Okay. Well, so there's your 5 people right there.
There's my 5 people right there.
And apparently I'm not bringing up the average from the 4 groundhogs. Great. Okay. That's cool. What do we got today? Listen, we've been sharing stories the first 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, of singles matches that both you and I have had in our past that have been really, big epiphany moments. I mean, either during or after the match, you kind of come away with, God, you knucklehead. I mean, come on. And so we're going to continue that. Now we're going to do it all week. We're going to do it all the way through Sunday. So we'll be sharing 7 stories all week long of these matches. And so before we get into today's stories, maybe we should chat a little bit about what we're unveiling today with the course. 7, what we're titling. Really, it's basically how do you go from chaos in your singles matches to confidence. And confidence is really sort of another word for clarity. We kind of bumped those words around a little bit when we were trying to figure out what we should call this thing. Chaos is pretty easy because that's what it feels like when you don't have a clue what to do out there.
Don't have a clue.
It's pretty chaotic, and really the place you want to get to is that clarity, which gives you confidence, or confidence gives you clarity. It's one of the two. I'm not sure which way it works, and there's really, I think what we've hit on are 7 plays.
Yeah.
What we're calling 7 gold ball winning plays in singles. That the beauty of this is they don't require that you have some kind of extraordinary, full-blown Western windshield wiper, topspin monster to be able to execute any of these plays, because that's not what we're seeing is being used by most of the guys and the gals who are winning gold balls, singles gold balls.
Right.
And so I want to put everyone to rest that if you're thinking, oh boy, to be able to get better as a singles player, I've got to grind through another 17 hours of ball machine and lessons on just stroke technique to get better as a singles player, to start getting better results.
Yeah, this is not a technique course. This is about really understanding your toolbox that you have right now in your bag and kind of whittling it down to a few basic items so you don't have too many choices. And you really start to hone those skills that are really going to start producing results. And the results are all about execution of a few patterns and asking a little bit more of your opponent
to contribute, which we don't ask our opponent enough of. And actually, if we did, which kind of gets me to that thing about one of the things that we harp on a lot in this course is this is not about setting you up to hit dingers, to hit winners.
No.
None of these plays to execute them in a way that helps you win points, wins games, wins sets, and wins matches against even top players. And one of my stories in the next couple of days is going to be I utilized one basic play the whole time against the number 1 seed. And a guy I'd never beaten before. I decided, well, let's try this play instead, because the other ones I've been doing have not been working.
Right.
And, the result went in my favor, and that was a big epiphany.
Yeah.
for me. But so Jeff, let's start with you. You got a match that you want to tee up for us? Something that
it was first round match at the indoors in Boise a few years ago. I think 2016. I don't know if I think I was in the 5 seed bracket, so I've been having a pretty good year, and it was a good draw, good solid draw, and I was playing first round match. Was a good player out of Texas. And I just kind of started out, I wouldn't, not necessarily flat, but a little slow. And wasn't like I was striking the ball poorly or that. I didn't have a little bit of that fire in my belly. I was almost too relaxed, really. If I really had to think about the way I felt, I just didn't have that excitement about being on the court, even though I was feeling good. I was prepared, ready to play, but it was just happened to be that day. That's just the way I felt in the morning. I got out, I felt good, warming up, everything was going, everything's good. And then we get into playing, and I just felt like I was just couldn't quite get the fire going. And so I find myself with my opponent serving at 5-2. I'm down 5-2 in the first set. And so on the changeover, I just, I collected myself and just went, let's just make sure, in this game, every return goes right back up the center of the court, and let's make him touch the ball. And, he steps up, he serves, I knock one down the center of the court. He comes into volley, and he kind of dumped it mid-net. And at that moment, I had the realization that he now was thinking differently than he had to get to 5-2. I could see it. It was so blatantly obvious as I was looking at him. He came in and he missed it. That he had shifted his thinking now that I'm going to beat Jeff Jacklich. I've got this first set. He had the kind of I got this look. And that gave me that little notice.
Right.
Gave me confidence, and actually that was the spark that got me fired up. And I went, okay, let's go. And so I didn't stray from the plan. I just got more focused on I just got to whatever it takes, chip, cut, shove, push, kick with my foot, whatever it's going to take. I got to put this return back up the center of the court. I don't care if he touches it. I need him to touch it. I know where he's at now. And he came in and dumped another volley, right? And now I can see now he's really, the whole thing. And I end up winning the game. I make 4 returns. The next 2 points, we may have hit a ball or 2 each. And he makes 4 errors. And now I'm serving at 3-5. And I'm feeling good. And I just go, okay, this is really all I need to do here. Let's get the first serve in. Let's not go for the big striker, deep corner volley. Let's just bang it up the center again. And next thing you know, I win the first set 7-5, and he literally disappeared in the second set. I think second set was 6-1 or 6-2. And I just stayed the course just doing that. So a little similar to my second round match, at the hard courts in Indian Wells, where it's just, the adjustments we make. Are you noticing what's actually happening around you as well with your opponent? Are you aware? Are you feeling the difference in energy that happens? And you know this as a player, Brent. You can sometimes tell, the ebb and flow of a match is what we talked about before. That are you aware of it? Are you feeling the difference as the mood shifts and as the what am I looking for? That the tide shifts in your favor. And just when I made that first return, I just looked and went, oh my gosh. It was like a billboard.
So for you, was that like a moment where you went for future matches in terms of building confidence? Like you kind of said, look, I got to be more aware of what's going on over there, or I got to be more aware of something in your matches to where you sort of had this kind of epiphany, like, man, I can't just be kind of throwing balls around, no matter who that is over there. I can't just be kind of screwing around, and
right,
and so to be more aware. And even if the fire in the belly is not naturally there, which, my story coming up is, I had the fire had been out for they sort of abandoned. It was like a ghost town in terms of fire in the belly. So, well, that's good.
Yeah. So just being aware of that, and then I ended up having a spectacular tournament. Had a great event. Lost in the quarters to Stuart Psyche out of Florida. We just had a marathon 3-setter, 3.5-hour match. We beat the crap out of each other. but that first round match really set me up though for the second round match. Played a good player out of Portland, and I went through him really solid. I think it was a 2-3 match because I just kind of went conservative, and let's just again kind of going back to this theme that I've talked about before. Just do the work.
Yeah.
And let's not get caught up in everything that's going on and whatever. So anyway, those kinds of matches set the tone for the rest of your tournament if you really focus in on, again, setting the tone that you want for yourself for the whole event. Don't waste time in your first rounds thinking, this guy's, I just kind of slop the ball around here and I'm going to be okay, because you're not setting yourself up for success in the second match. Or how do you want to be playing when you get to the third round, anticipating that, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, that's my story there.
Well, no, that's good. And I think the other thing is you were saying, setting yourself up for future matches, if you do win that match, is that you don't want to be building, even if they're temporary, you don't want to be building some bad habits in that.
Right.
Because it's too easy. I mean, we go out there sometimes and look, I mean, if I lose to this guy, something's wrong.
Right.
And I don't mean that to be disrespectful. What could be wrong is I decide that I just don't care, and I just want out of here. All right, fine. That's a total Nick Kyrgios not choke job, but tank job, right?
Yeah.
So and I just think that in practice you don't really want to build bad habits.
No.
I mean, one of the things we talked about in one of the videos that we have in the course is when you are starting a rally, is that don't just pull the ball out of your pocket and just slop a forehand over.
Right.
Don't do that, because your brain thinks, okay, I guess this is how we hit the forehand.
Right.
So the next one that comes back, now what are you going to do? I mean, your brain's going, well, let's slop it over again. So don't be building bad habits. All right. Well, that's good, Jeff. So my story today is similar in that it was actually a first round match for me at the indoors 2 years ago in Houston. And I was playing a guy who I'd played before who was a very good player. I know I've shared this story, I think, before in one of the episodes. But it's a guy who's good, and so I knew that, and I played him once before, and I knew that, and I'd beaten him, but it was close. It was one of those things where, man, you come off the court and you go, wow, I don't want any piece of this guy for as long as I don't have to play him again, right? And so, I had to play him first round. He'd already played it. I was seeded. He was not, which I was kind of going, the tournament director, really? Didn't think about seeding this guy, huh? Thanks so very much. And so he had to play a first round match, which he won, probably zip and zap. And so I get him the second round. And I was, that year, I didn't know it at the time, but I was starting to get bronchitis. And it was starting, and for me, what happened all week was I just slept like crap. I just never got a good night's sleep, right? And so that night before I played him, sure enough, I had a lousy night's sleep. Maybe slept 2 hours, maybe 3 hours, and I go out there in a total fog and just a daze. And it's already indoors. I can't see anyway, and now I got the fog, and so. The first 2 games, I go out and I can't miss a ball, and I just go, oh, okay, well, I guess I'm fine. And then the next thing you know, is he's serving at 5-2 in the first. I've just lost 5 games like that, and I'm just kind of going, but there's no panic, there's no fire in the belly, I'm just
right.
But what I kept telling myself is, it's going to be okay. I don't know how, but it's going to be okay. And as you just said in your story, I mean, he got to a point where he was serving at 5-2 in the first point, double fault.
Yeah.
Second point, good first. I just kind of somehow fight off return, gets back in, hits the back tarp.
Right.
And I'm going, what's going on out here? And, so next thing you know is I end up winning that set in the breaker. And it was like, here you are down two breaks. And I remember when I was serving at 2-4 in the first, I get broken. And I go, well, I guess we're hopefully going to play 3 sets today. But what I came away with, because in the second set, after kind of just working my way through being down 2 breaks, and of course, as you said recently, he contributed mightily to my comeback. Right? Wasn't all what I did. I just didn't panic and just didn't get pissed. And I'll tell you, it wasn't that long ago where I, first of all, I would have been so upset because I'd gotten 2 or 3 hours of sleep that night. I would have shown up at the tournament desk. Yeah, I'm checking in. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, telling your story.
Yeah, I'm already telling guys. Yeah, man, I didn't sleep at all. I don't care about this thing. And then I'd get out in the court and I'd be down, 2-5, and I'd be pissed.
Yeah.
And I'd want the whole world to know why I was down 2 breaks. Right? But I didn't do that, and then I ended up the second set just literally could not miss a ball for the whole second set. And I think it was 6-1 in the second. So the big takeaway for me, Jeff, the thing that I realized afterwards is that there's going to be things that are so out of your control in these matches. And it doesn't matter if it's a league match, if it's a tournament match, even if it's a practice match. And for me, that's where I start building these skills in terms of, well, how do you handle these crazy situations? You come out of the match. I mean, first of all, how often do you show up to play, when you've had 2 hours of sleep and you're starting to get bronchitis? Well, I don't know. I'm in Houston. I mean, what am I going to do?
Right.
Sit in my here. I'm here. I might as well play.
Might as well get dressed and go hit a ball.
So,
and those are the things, and sometimes, it's that, we talked about, I think in yesterday's episode a little bit about, can you stretch it out a little bit? Can you put off the end of the match a little bit farther? Can you just hang in there a little long? Because maybe it's a combination. The guy played, he was playing well. And I wasn't playing poorly, but he was probably playing just out at the outer edge of like his top. And so he was striking the ball well, striking good points and doing all that. And I just kind of just couldn't quite bring it together. And so that combination, next thing you know, let's just make him touch the ball. So on the return, and because he's got to think about it now, he's gonna close out the first set, and he went deep down that rabbit hole against me, and he conspired to make me a success.
What a great guy. Well, so I guess and I think that too often we live in so much of the moment that. God, I was just up. Wait a minute. I think I won the first 8 or 9 points. I'm up 2-0 on this guy. Now, what? He's serving at 5-2, and the thing is, you could get yourself so into a pickle in terms of just going, just chill. Look, it's just chill. First of all, it's just tennis.
Yeah,
it's just tennis. And second of all, I think the more that you try to overcome. And I see this sometimes. In fact, I used to do this sometimes where I'd miss a couple easy balls, and then I try to hit a really big shot.
Right.
To try to overcome all the crap I'd just done. Right. Wait a minute. So that's like at a balance point. Dude, you just chunked 4 balls in a row, and you hit a big dinger. All right, you got 1. All right?
There's 1. Yeah.
You're hitting 200. You're 1 for 5. One more miss, and you're below the Mendoza line. So let's not get.
And that's but that's a huge point right there. Let's just get a brief little drive-by on that, and that is this: is that players get emotionally attached to certain points, either hitting the big dinger or a long point, got a 20-ball rally or something. But here is the deal. The bottom line is, doesn't matter how few or how many hits, it only counts as 1 point. And you better get that clear in your head, because it will allow you, if you get that clear in your head, it allows you to not be attached to those bigger points. It's great to know that maybe this is having a bigger effect on your opponent or anything, but that you got to, when you come to that clarity, you can start to let go of the emotion a little quicker, because you realize it's just 1 point.
That's right.
That's it.
That's right.
That's it.
Yeah. Guys, look, today's Thursday. Today is Thursday, the 22nd.
Did I say I was excited? Did I say I was excited about what's going to happen?
Yeah, and I tried to cut you off because you said excited about 17 times, and it didn't work. You went to number 18. So, look, the course is out there, and I'm not sure when you are listening to this or watching it, obviously, but if you want to know more about our course, at the bottom of this, what I'm going to do is put the link that will take you to the course. Here's the deal in the course. We're making you such an insanely stupid offer for this thing. We're trying to make it like such a no-brainer. It'll be irresistible, and we're probably giving away the house. That's okay. But it's only good through this Sunday. So today's Thursday, so you got just a few days to pull the trigger on this thing. So look for the link below. If you're on YouTube, look for the link below, and it'll take you over to the website where you can learn more about exactly what's in the course. And we got a couple of cool other things there for you too. But you got to get on this before this Sunday night, whatever that date is. I can't remember. What else?
25th.
The 25th. That's right. 11 p.m.
Yes, 11 p.m.
Pacific. Not 11:59 or not midnight, but 11 p.m. I don't know. Just seems like a reasonable time. I mean,
yeah.
I don't want to stay up too late and go, okay, it's unavailable now. So, guys, jump on that, and we're really looking forward to kind of getting you inside that course and getting some feedback from you. It is our first course, so, yeah, we are excited, very excited. Jeff, what do we want the fine folks to do right now?
Like us, share us, please subscribe, let us know what you think down below.
And speaking of down below, go get this course. You're going to love it. 7 plays, which I know are going to give you some clarity, take you from chaos to confidence. 7 gold ball winning plays for you guys who are playing a lot of singles. Guys, on that, get out there today. Hope someone else have a great day. Jeff, more stories tomorrow.
Can't wait.